everybody. Just welcome. I'm standing in for Matt. Kurt and I are Matt's doo-wop background singers today. He had something else he had to do. So welcome everybody to the IC topic chat. Today, as I had to look, January 11th, 2024. Dr. Vernita Perkins is our speaker today. Vernita and I have a lot in common. We're actually community, and I don't know if you know this, Vernita, but I actually have community org in my my background, but I don't claim the org, but you do. Vernita is all about dismantling white supremacy and doing the work, not just talking about the work. So super excited. And Vernita, I'm going to let you take it away.
Yeah, so hello everyone, happy new year and welcome. So today we're going to talk, I'm calling it connectivity, and it's your business health and wellness check. And there's a lot of information, so I'll just ask everybody just to breathe through it, and then we'll get through it. And then I'm going to try to leave as much time at the end for what I call Q&I, which is questions and insights. So connectivity. So, we're moving into the new year, and it's a perfect time to reflect and refresh and incorporate new strategies, right? To take a look at your business. Some people do it at different times during the year. I like to do it at the turn of the year because we shoot off fireworks and everybody's like all into this transformation. And some people are trying new things with their body, right? And health. So I think it's super helpful to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera, you guys, and let you guys just focus on my voice and what I'm presenting here. All right, so we're going to go over the business health, business anatomy, approaches and innovations, and then what's next, and then that's when we'll have the Q&I. Oops. So first, for our business health check, we're going to take a look inside and see what's going on. When I saw this image, it made me kind of laugh a little bit, but it helped me really frame the fact that we are doing, just like a surgeon does, a deep look inside. So why did you start your business? What do you do well? And where does it hurt? So why did you start your business, and why are you still in business? And I feel like these are some of the most important questions you can ask yourself when you're doing an eval of your business. Did you do it for the money, for the freedom, to create your own schedule, to honor your niche, to be the captain of your ship, or other motivations? We talk about this a lot in the IC topic, but I think it's really important just to take the time to spend and focus and reflect on yourself and your business. The next is, what do you do well, and what is your expertise? I like to say expertise because I feel like when people, they assume that especially if you have a doctorate, that you're an expert. And I know that sounds really awesome, but what I find is being an expert means that some people feel like you're done. And so I like to say I have expertise because I'm not going to stop growing and learning. So this is the thing that you're super good at, that you love to do, and that you can't get enough of doing it, and that you would do it for free. And we talk about this again a lot in this area of independent consulting. You do it for free, but you need to be compensated. And here's another point. It's something that others notice in you and compliment. So even if you may not see it yourself, so that's why it's good to have engagement with other professionals and collaborate, and you begin to see those skills that maybe you didn't even know you had. And then finally, where does it hurt? So what's not working? And then I'm going to ask a couple of times today for you guys to be honest with yourself. So sometimes when we're running businesses and we're doing independent consulting, this is the tough thing to do, to what is the thing that bothers you about your business? And then when you're being truly honest, what is the frustration? So it might be getting new clients, it might be paying bills, it might be hiring staff, whatever it is. It might be trying to stay up in your field, in your area of expertise. But think about where does it hurt, right? Since we're doing this health check. And then here, your business status. Is your business stagnant, or is your business innovating? And so this may seem a little harsh, but like, is it you're just keeping the money coming in, keeping the lights on, stuck in old ways, like frozen in those known patterns, right? Operating out with outdated business philosophies because you can throw a rock out into the world and hit about 100,000 different kinds of books, and some of them are scams and all kinds of things, and LinkedIn is loaded with them, and Indeed, and all of it. There's a ton of things out there, but what works for you? What fits you? What supports you? What helps you? What educates you? So are you looking at fresh philosophies? Are you, selecting what works and then allowing yourself to kind of move to other things that fit your business? Are you staying in comfort zones or focusing on what's comfortable? Are you working to retire, working for your family, working for a children's legacy? Because we have to put all those into context, right? And then finally, are you blindly following trends with no vetting or no wondering if it's a good fit? Because not everything out there fits everybody. And that's why there's 7 billion of us and millions of us consultants, right? Then when you're innovating, you're open to new ideas. You have a level of client awareness where you're listening, supporting, being able to pivot, right? Because happy client, happy consultant. You're staying in touch with how you feel about your financial practices and your finances, but also, thinking about it, right? Consistent professionalism, because I run into this sometimes, especially when I'm mentoring early careers and doctoral students and other business professionals, that they're inconsistent about follow-up. They're inconsistent about sending emails. They're inconsistent about those type of things. Do you do a business reflection? Do you do an expertise reflection? So are you looking at your business every year, every 6 months? Are you looking at your expertise? Are you seeing, well, do I need to get more education? Do I need to take a workshop or a seminar? Are you open to collaborating and referrals? This is huge. Are you open to collaborating and referrals? Some people know themselves and they know that's not a good fit, but are you referring others? Are you having some type of connection? Do you have just like peer lunches or, watch parties where you hang out with other consultants and just have some social time and just connecting time? And then intentional time management. And I got to tell you guys, I struggle with this a lot. And I found a new app that I'm testing and I'll share the results. But intentional time management, I think, is one of our biggest challenges because it can be so easy to do, to stay up till 2 a.m. doing things and take every single meeting. So where's your focus? No judgment, just an observation, but where's your focus? Is it on business, family, friends, personal or professional obligations? And now we get to the business anatomy. And I like to put the little icons on there. That's my graphic design background in there. But it also helped me understand when I broke it out. So the structure of the business in this context today is, your heart, what's your passion? And remember, we're doing a health check, so we're going to keep it with the body theme. So what's your passion? What's your vision? The logic behind your business, the leader, the function, the processes, the refinement. So under passion, why do you do this? Because even if we have a job, we still need to know why. What was your original vision when you started your business, and how has that evolved? The logic behind the business and how its purpose is fulfilled. So are you doing those things that you intended to do to keep your business in alignment with its purpose? Who really runs the business, right? And what's their expertise? So I had a skincare line years ago, and it was just sort of a cottage industry on the side, my little gig economy thing. And I wasn't really making any money because other people were sort of running it for me. So I had people telling me what they needed, and then I was pivoting around that, but didn't stop to figure out like what kind of products I wanted to share with the world and how I was going to do that. So it always was just a side thing that I did for fun more because I didn't really wrap my head around it. So who's really running your business? Core functions of your business, and how is your business run? So are you clear about that, right? The processes. So I have a little stomach there for that, but the daily processes and daily activities. So what are those things that you got to do every day? And are you good at doing them? Or maybe somebody else needs to step in and do them? Or can you learn some new things? Or can you partner with other independent consultants and just help each other out? So if somebody's really awesome on the phone or awesome in social media, maybe you guys can swap, do, a swap of services, right? And then finally, refinement. And that's the elimination system. And it's how's it all working? How's it working together? And what needs to go? So are there things in your business that you've been holding on to that you got to let go? It's time to let them free. And as the doctor usually asks, where does it hurt? So businesses, like bodies, are built from the inside out. And then here's one of the things in the business anatomy that hurts, and we can talk about this later in the Q&A, but if a business is solely profit driven, and we've been seeing that fall apart pretty obviously in our business world, competition, part of the equity work that I do calls out competition for just the sake of competition. And we are in a society that's designed for competition. We've all been socially conditioned. So competition to me is not necessary, because I feel like, for example, if you think of accountants, there's so many different kinds of accountants, and you could meet 100 accountants and then there's one that fits you right. So we need all those 100 accountants because there's other people out there who need that other person. Doesn't fit for you. So do we really need competition? And then the lack of innovation. And innovation isn't just technology, but it's thinking of your business in a different way, trying it at a different approach. If you work with a lot of clients internationally, maybe you switch your business hours to afternoons and evenings. Are we being creative in that? And despite the appeal of these three things, if they're being done in a typical, traditional, sort of archaic way, they really don't sustain the life of a business. So we can all take a deep breath if that's comfortable for you as we move into the next part. So we've done a little reflecting, and now we're going to do a little refresh. So I want you guys to look at this picture and notice when you first look at it, you kind of have to readjust, right? The eye says, what's that? And then when we realize it's an aerial view, look at how the trees look. They look very different. It's the same forest if I was walking it or driving through it, but from this view, it looks really different. And it causes us to have to take a pivot visually. And then you think about it differently, and then see if you can identify the road. And if you see it, and if you can see other things that you would see if you were on the ground or driving by. So 2 very common business challenges: unwillingness to learn, to seek help, and to change, and getting stuck in fear, and then reverting back to some of the old things we used to do, right? So it didn't totally work, but it feels comfortable. So I'm going to encourage everyone to be open to what you do not know, and then know that no one does it alone. And I know we're independent consultants, but we still don't have to do it alone. We're also going to take a fresh approach to business health. So again, at the new year, this is the time when a lot of folks decide that they're going to start walking more or eat better or get more sleep or whatever. So great time to do that with your business. There really is no need to be threatened by any of the information, right? So regardless of our career stage, we need to take a fresh look at our business. When we feel threatened or overwhelmed, there's a tendency to recoil, but I'm encouraging to take a pause and then take a moment and then keep on pursuing that thought process. Give yourself space to be open to new approaches and strategies, right? And usually when I hear a new strategy, I take it in, think about it, process it. Sometimes it can take me a couple of days, couple of weeks to kind of think through and see if it fits for me, right? And if it if I'm not sure, I put it on the side and I hold on to it until I can hear from somebody else how they used it. And think about technology. There's a ton of apps, there's all kinds of different tech, but it doesn't work for everybody, and it doesn't work for every business. And for every business, it doesn't work for every client. So I recommend gently trying new things, kind of easing into it. And then I can't stress this enough. Read. If you don't like reading, audiobook, whatever, but try to find new information and learn new things. And make technology work for you, not the other way around. So I know folks who they live through a lot of the apps, they focus on a lot of different programs, and they try to make that work. And I'm offering the suggestion of keep looking, because there might be a technology out there, a calendar program or a professional social media site that actually does work for you, right? And then some business income roadblocks, because most of the time when I talk to people about businesses, they go, well, duh, I started because I need to make money. And so here are some thoughts that I have about money. I've done in the lab, we've done some research over the years, and I used to teach a course called Financial Freedom, and it just totally shook me to the core. It woke me up about a lot of the misunderstandings that I had about money and about finance. So understanding the meaningful value of your services, like what are your services really worth? Learning to connect with clients who need your nuance point. I'm going to call it that. It's that crossroads between your skills, your expertise, your services, and your uniqueness. Folks, just like fingerprints, we're all so unique. And I got to tell you, I meet people all the time, and when I meet them, maybe it's not a fit that day, but 2 months later, I'm so glad I met them, right? Because whatever I'm doing, they're perfect to work with, or they're perfect to hire, or whatever. So whatever it is that's unique about you, your skill, your expertise, your education, your background, informal, formal education, the things that you love to do, keep thinking about that, because that is the heart, to me, of your business. That's your passion. And no one in the world does it like you. No one. You may know people who do it close to you, but they're never going to do it like you. And there's always going to be a client that everything about you fits them. Then full awareness of your personal finances, right? And business finances. So I know we live in the United States, we're a country that likes to not think about that kind of stuff, but it's super important. And I think we just need to embrace it. You don't have to do anything about it, just be aware of what's going on. And I personally believe that when you are aware of things, the right folks show up and cross your path that can help. Then knowing precisely how you understand money and what you believe about money and about business income. Because I think we get a lot of information about how our businesses should be run and how we should do that, make income. And maybe there's a way that you do it that's unique, and it may sound backwards to other people or be weird, but it works for you. And then be honest with yourself about how you manage your money. So I have had encounters in the past, especially during the financial freedom courses, where I would have folks want to get paid more so that they could pay their bills. But then there was a thing called a little exercise that I did for about 1.5 years, and I still do it today in the background, it's called walk around cash. And so part of the exercise was to only use cash for a month. And I saw that my money was going to coffee houses and little knickknacks and a lot of crazy little things I was picking up, or running in the store and grab this. And then it's, there's a dress with a tag on it still in the closet, all kinds of things. And so it helped me realize where my money was going out. And when I redirected that, then I saw that I had more money. And then I see it, whenever I've, been in business, that suddenly you see, oh, okay. So one of the other analogies I can use is I'm out here in California, and most everybody should have earthquake insurance, right? But a lot of folks say, no, I'm not going to do that till there's an earthquake. But that's too late. Right. And so they say it's stupid to pay into it, but the whole point of insurance is you pay into it in case something happens, but you have your fingers crossed and you hope that you never do. So it's not an expense we can get angry about. It's meant to be an expense that, and again, I'm just giving this as a general philosophy, not trying to, give any insight or pro or anti on the insurance industry, but the idea is that we just have to look where the money's going. So when you're looking at your business, do that health check as well. And so today we've had a lot, so I'm going to ask everybody again to stop and breathe. I like the little signpost there in some very tropical, gorgeous area. And then a little warning, and I put this warning on everything I do, and it's a loving warning that the information that you're getting today is constantly evolving. So be open to that too. And now we're going to move into the incorporating part. So one thing, Anne mentioned in the introduction that I'm always infusing equity and working from this equity space. And really, equity in your business is about liberating. So we know that there's a process that the world is moving through right now, addressing a lot of racialized inequities and inequities based on gender. And there's a lot of things that have been going on in the world for centuries that have created an inequitable and unkind world. But when you also take those skills and apply them to your business, you're going to see a change. A business that operates from an equity foundation is able to hold on to that purpose and longevity, reducing inequities. You never know what clients you're going to be exposed to or you're going to be introduced to, and practicing and reducing inequities and barriers to entry is going to create a lot of more positive spaces for that. Exploring and examining your positionality, and positionality is a whole nother thing, a whole nother construct. But the interesting thing about it is when you begin to understand who you are, how you show up in the world, how you do business, what your philosophies are, what your business philosophies are, it starts making things make a lot more sense. So again, if you're in places where you're stuck in your business, take a look at that. And if you think you know everything about positionality, believe me, it's changing regularly. So there's a lot of new information. It's not just gender or racial or, family history or background. It's languages you speak. There's so many different things that create that positionality. And then finally, understanding our biases and social conditioning. Real quick on social conditioning, everybody has been exposed to it. So it doesn't matter what, if you have marginalized identities or dominant identities, we're still socially conditioned a certain way, and it affects our businesses. It affects the choices we make. So it's a good thing to do to look at your biases and your social conditioning, see if that's in your business, see if your business biases and social conditioning is affecting yourself as a consultant as well. And then finally, we'll do a quick preventative business health plan check here, and I'm watching the time, so we'll wrap it up pretty quick here. What did you learn today or unlearn? Did you think or feel any resistance to the things that I was sharing? If you felt resistance, how can your resistance inform you? And then from what you learned or unlearned, what do you want to apply? What will require more thought and more processing? Where do you need to be nudged? Where can you ask for help? And how can you collaborate with others? And collaboration looks like a lot of different things. So if you're a person who tends to be introverted or needs to isolate, you can still collaborate. And then what do you really want for your business? And what are your next steps starting today? And then how are you going to do business going forward? So I'm going to ask just everyone as we close out here to just take a moment. If you have any thoughts that are pressing, if you got pen, paper, or you have a notepad on your computer, just type out some thoughts just so that you can be present with exactly what you were feeling at this moment. And then we will go to Q&A. And like I say, I never say Q&A anymore because I don't have answers. I have insights. Thank you, everyone.